Alrighty, test out a little day stream. Getting some smithing XP on my side monitor. All right.
I'm gonna go get him some food. He hasn't
Okay.
eaten, so.
Joe, I'm just gonna search you, man. Make sure, can you hands up that, or do you just want me to pat you down on the outside?
I mean, I'm kind of cold, so.
Well, don't take it off, don't take it off.
Are your hands warm? Okay. Yeah, man.
Despite the seemingly cordial exchange you just watched, 41-year-old Joseph Ferlazzo is at this point classified as extremely dangerous and unpredictable. And it's no coincidence the biggest officer at the Vermont State Police St. Albans Barracks was chosen to conduct this opening sequence of his interrogation.
Long night, huh?
Yeah.
Any knives on those keys?
Oh, you know what? There's like a little baby,
How about that? I said that right there. We do this, you know, we always make sure anybody that comes in here doesn't have any knives or anything on them. Is that your wallet?
Yeah.
You set that there for me. We're just always, you know, hyper vigilant about everything.
Yeah.
So here, have a seat, make yourself comfortable.
I think Amy said she's gonna get you some food. You said you were hungry?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll work on
Let's
that.
see what we can get you. Thanks. You,
Yeah.
what were you doing? Just going to the gas station?
Yeah.
She found you?
Yeah.
No, no way. Were you on the side of the road?
Yeah, I was walking by the gas
Just
station.
chilling, huh? How you do this thing? That works good. Keep moving. Cool, man. That works.
Imagine for a moment being told to go into a room with a man who just viciously murdered his wife, but act as if he has done nothing wrong, as though he were a harmless stranger in need of assistance. Your outward demeanor must show no judgment, no suspicion, and certainly no fear. While maintaining such an artificial calm in front of such an unpredictable threat, many people would jump at the sudden clatter of metal from his pocket knife being tossed across the table. And while this officer reveals the smallest crack in composure from the sheer abruptness of it, he immediately blends into the moment and maintains the desired atmosphere.
That works good. Keep moving. Cool, man.
What you're seeing here from the officer is deception, 100% pure choreography, and a particular form of psychological maneuvering that just so happens to work perfectly with this individual's personality. Anytime Joseph tries to be funny or charming, the officer responds in the appropriate manner to protect his ego. You will notice he completely strips the atmosphere of its gravity and ensures there is no tension or awkwardness in the exchange. The reason this works so well in this specific circumstance is because Joseph Ferlazzo, in our opinion, is a raging fucking narcissist. He's so incredibly susceptible to the external validation from the officers that he genuinely seems to believe they've taken a strong liking to him, and that he's able to control the environment through his super chill, laid-back personality. To give you some context, Joseph will go on to plead not guilty to all charges. So let's briefly jump ahead 3 years to his trial, and hear in his own words how he supposedly ended up in this interrogation chair.
Please be seated, everyone. Does the defense wish to present a case, Ms. Jan?
Yes, thank you. We call Joseph Ferlazzo.
Okay.
you shall give relative to the cause now under consideration.
So, Joseph, we're going to take things one subject at a time, okay?
Very good.
How you feeling this morning?
Very nervous, very anxious, very tired. Yeah.
Okay. Reaches a point where you feel you need a break, let us know, please.
Yes.
The act he's trying to project here is that of a traumatized husband, a man who had no choice but to save his own life from an abuser. He frequently widens his eyes and performs these hard swallows to convey heightened vulnerability and emotional shock, gestures that appear semi-convincing during direct examination, but will completely fall apart under cross-examination.
So let's start with some easy information. Where were you born?
I was born in Pennsylvania, in Reading, Pennsylvania.
When did you move to Vermont?
I moved to Vermont in 2012.
Were you working as a tattoo artist at that time?
Yes, I was.
When did you meet Emily?
I met Emily in 2018.
And to be clear, we're talking about Emily Ferlazzo, who was your wife, right?
Yes.
How did you meet her?
Well, I had initially met her through her friend Lauren. I can't remember her last name. Lauren.
Lauren was an apprentice in his tattoo shop who one day brought in her best friend Emily for a piercing.
When she left, I made a comment to Lauren. I said that, I was like, that friend of yours is something special. I said I wouldn't mind making her my next ex-wife. Lauren laughed.
You didn't start dating her at that point, did you?
No. I think she was seeing somebody else, and I was seeing somebody else.
Emily returns to the shop to get a tattoo. He claims that she called him afterwards, whereas records indicate he was the one who called her.
She wanted to have more tattooing done. She's like, oh my God, like, I really love this tattoo, like, and now I want more. A week and a half, 2 weeks later, she's back getting more tattoos. I'm asking her how she's been in the last 2 weeks, how her tattoo healed. Her demeanor was different. She told me she had just broken up with her boyfriend. She dyed her hair a different color. She was extremely flirty. And I was receptive to that. I was like, wow, like, you really seem like pretty open today. Like, and I asked her if she wanted to go have a motorcycle ride and see a tour of some of Vermont.
And did she?
Yes, she did. Yes, we took a motorcycle ride that evening.
So after that night, when did you see Lauren, I keep saying Lauren, Emily next?
Oh, the next day.
They hung out every day for the rest of the summer and eventually got married in October.
So you were happy?
I was happy.
And did she seem to be happy?
Yes, she was.
And during these first few months of your relationship, what I've already asked you, you said it was euphoric and you were both happy, right?
Yes, that's right.
What's the matter? You're looking a little...
Yeah, I'm feeling very emotional right now.
What's bothering you?
I miss her.
Yeah, you random as emotion.
Let me know when you're ready to start again.
I'm okay.
You're okay?
I'm okay.
He claims the first several months of the marriage were happy, before things started going downhill.
It led to, it led to violence and
explain what you mean
like
by
physical abuse started coming into our relationship.
The only evidence of physical abuse in their relationship was of him abusing her, which colleagues in their work circles had suspected was going on.
Where she would go through my phone and then respond by beating on me.
Was she saying anything to you while this was happening?
Got a work call. Need to change these over.
Yeah, you know, just really, she was really angry. So, you know, you're a fucking asshole. I don't want to. Do I have to swear? Do I have to
I
quote?
want you to say what she said.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she would say, you know, you're a fucking asshole. I can't believe you're still fucking talking to this bitch. And it was a friend of mine that I'd known for years, and I told her that I would stop being physical with this friend, and that our relationship wasn't going to dissolve because we were friends since 2014. Like,
Was she angry?
yes, she was. Yes, she was very angry. Yes, she was assaulting me
So she was verbally
verbally.
angry
Yes.
and physically
Yes, ma'am.
hitting you.
Yes, physically.
And did you ever hit her back?
No, ma'am.
You never contacted the police about any of the times that she assaulted you.
The technical term for what you're seeing here is called drawing the sting. It's when the defense raises a damaging issue themselves before the prosecution can exploit it. And Joseph here seems to have practiced this one in the mirror a few times.
No, it's not their business.
Not their business. That's a motto that you live your life by, isn't it?
I'm an independent person. I'm a very private person. I don't want to dump my crap on other people.
They then got a dog, bought a camper van, and went to Bolton, Vermont for their one-year wedding anniversary.
This was our first like road trip as a family. So it's very exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Emily too, she was in a good mood.
Yeah, she was super excited to take Rosie out, and she was stoked to meet Nikki and Ariel.
Nikki is his sister, and Ariel is her boyfriend, who they were meeting up with for the anniversary. The first night they got there, while alone together in the camper van, he claims Emily started becoming combative, saying the anniversary idea was terrible and the camper van was stupid.
So I was like, yo, like, maybe just like pour yourself a drink and relax.
He then takes the dog out for a walk and brings his handgun with him.
It has tritium sights on it, so you can see in the dark. And that was, I had seen some, what I believe to be coyote. I like shown a flashlight and I saw a couple sets of eyes in the dark, so Remington's a pretty small dog. And I just wanted to be able to protect her.
Magnificent valor.
When he gets back into the camper van, he claims Emily starts berating him about the candles he lit earlier being too bright.
And I said, it's not that bright, like, you could always just roll over. She got up and ran at me and grabbed one of the candles.
He claims that she begins attacking him with a candlestick.
Where?
She hit me in, like, my neck and head and in my arms. You know, I was, like, blocking. I had to restrain her. I had to, like, physically grab her by her arms and, like, hold her arms down. And she kept kicking. She actually kicked Remy.
He says that he manages to push her onto the side of the bed and she calms down.
I told her that, you know, that we're not your punching bags. And
You said what?
I told her that we weren't her punching bags.
We weren't.
Yeah, she kicked Remy.
For the record, Emily adored animals, and this statement was deemed extremely implausible by her peers. Joseph, on the other hand, was accused by his ex-girlfriend of kicking her dog on 2 separate occasions.
And she was kicking me and punching me, and I pushed her back. And I told Remy, I was like, yo, we're gonna take a walk.
After the second walk, he gets back into the camper van, drinks a vodka and Coke, then starts getting into his side of the bed.
So I was climbing over her, and she shouted, fuck off. And she, like, threw an elbow at me, and elbowed me in my groin. And I said, no more hitting. And so we had like a bunch of throw pillows that we, like, lined around the bed, like the top of the bed where we slept. So one of the throw pillows was right there, and I swatted her with the throw pillow, and I said, stop hitting.
Please remember these next 17 seconds, which we're calling the phony fugue state. He tries to present a foggy, dissociated moment of recollection, with long pauses, forced ums, and a vacant stare. But it's pure performance, and we know it's performance because he'll completely contradict this manner of recollection during cross-examination.
And that's when it happened.
What happened?
She said, "That's it. You're dead," and she threw her arm under her pillow.
He earlier made the claim that both him and Emily slept with handguns under their pillows, also deemed highly implausible by witness testimony.
And she pulls her hand out with the Taurus. And
How were you feeling?
I was feeling horrified. Just
Were
like,
you afraid?
I was terrified. Like, there was as soon as I saw that, I just felt like this wave of heat, just red hot. And she started pushing her body up in an instant, and I'm like, no, 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 no. And I don't know, she wasn't stopping. And I was holding my Glock.
He'll later claim he was in the process of putting the gun under his own pillow.
And she started just coming up at me, and I just fired.
Why?
She was gonna shoot me.
And you were afraid?
Very.
From this point forward, he claims to have no memory of the events that followed until he woke up in a police cell 3 days later. But according to corroborated evidence and witness testimony, he had breakfast with his sister the next morning, where he ordered a goat cheese omelet, a side of bacon, and a samosa. He then gave his sister a tattoo. When his sister asked where Emily was, he told her she was sleeping. He then sent a string of text messages to Emily's phone number. The next day, he went to a bonfire party, where he was seen taking bong hits and doing keggers. Later that same evening, he would send Emily another series of text messages. He went for pancakes and a samosa once again the next morning, then sent Emily one final message. It would be shortly after this message that Emily's mother asked Joseph where her daughter was and why her phone had been switched off for so long. He told her they had gotten into a fight and that he hadn't seen Emily in roughly 2 days. Emily was then reported missing. Roughly 7 hours later, as Joseph's friend was driving him back to where the camper van was parked, they noticed police had cordoned off the area. Joseph then told his friend to stop the car, at which point he got out and wandered off into the woods. His next known location was at a maple fields 10 miles away roughly 14 hours later, where by pure happenstance he was spotted by a police officer.
And what was he doing?
He was getting a drink out of the cooler and sort of stepping back from the cooler at that time.
Did you recognize the male?
When he closed the door to the cooler and he turned around and we made eye contact, I was like, wait, I know this person. In that moment, I couldn't figure out where or why. My brain was still trying to catch up with me. But I knew I recognized him.
Okay. And did you ultimately determine how you recognized him?
Yeah, so he walked to the right and then turned to walk up to one of the aisles towards the front of the store, and he turned and looked at me again. And we locked eyes again, and at that point, I recognized that it was Joseph Ferlazzo.
Okay.
It seemed to me, based on my training and experience, it was almost as if you were trying to figure out, fight, flight, freeze, what do I do?
Okay. And what did you say to him?
I said, Joseph, it's you, right? Are you okay?
This was Detective Sergeant Amy Nolan taking the initiative, and one of 2 reasons why the upcoming interrogation you're about to see unfolds the way it does. Joseph Ferlazzo was classified as a homicide suspect. She would have been entirely within her authority to draw her weapon, order him to the ground, and wait for backup to secure the arrest. Instead, relying on her experience and a remarkable amount of both courage and composure, she seized a unique opportunity when it presented itself.
Okay. And what did he do in reply?
He took his drink down, and his body language sort of deflated, and he said, "No, I'm not okay."
She very gradually explains that he's not in trouble and not under arrest, but feels it could be a good idea for him to accompany her back to the police barracks.
And so did you bring him back to the barracks?
I did. The other thing that we did sort of in that halfway point was I asked him and explained before I could give him a ride, it was our sort of protocol that we had to pat somebody down for weapons before I could allow him in my cruiser with me, and also because I don't have a typical cruiser with what they call the cage in the back to separate the officer from a person that they've picked up for some reason. So he said that was fine. He indicated he had no weapon, so I patted him down real quick.
So it was just you and Mr. Ferlazzo in the ride back to the barracks?
Correct.
And did you speak to him during that time about Emily?
Not about Emily. I asked him, like I said, it was cold that day. I asked him, "Are you cold?" He said he was. I turned the heat up. I said, "Have you been out all night?" Based on the interactions that I knew had occurred the night before, he said he had. I asked him if he, was thirsty, if he was hungry. He said he was. And so, again, I told him, I turned the heat up and I told him I would get him something to eat once we got back to the barracks.
The journey to the police station took just under 7 minutes. The second factor behind how this interrogation unfolds is Sergeant Nolan's ability to brief her colleague at speed. It took roughly 30 seconds for the suspect to be greeted at the door by the precinct's commanding officer and walk to interview room 3, during which time she managed to relay the circumstances of his arrest and the precise approach required for this interaction.
We're students, cool, man.
What time did your shift start?
We start at 8.
You did
on day shift, so
I do like 8 to 8, like a 12 or something?
No, 9. It's either 9 or 10 hours.
I'm gonna go get you a sandwich, but will this hold you over? You're not gonna eat that? Okay, I'll go get ham, turkey.
Somebody will eat that. I know.
Somebody will.
I know.
Bunch of cops around, somebody will eat it.
Somebody.
It was the closest food I could find.
You know, fuck it. Bring it.
All right, you got it.
I appreciate your effort.
You got it. All right, I'll get you a sandwich.
I'm not a donut kind of guy. Really sweet,
Yeah, it's too much. I laid off sugar for a while.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Oh my God.
You interested in the blanket?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
It's cold out there. You've been here for a while?
Yeah. Yeah, like 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
New faces, I guess, huh?
I guess, yeah.
A lot of turnaround.
Getting text updates from my wife. Today was my daughter's first day in daycare.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Did you get pictures and stuff?
Not yet. I asked for some.
I was
She's never been to a daycare or anything before?
She's gonna come back with like a runny nose.
Yeah, right.
That's how I got what I believe was COVID.
Did you?
It was 2019. This cute little kid, literally his entire face was a booger.
Oh, yeah.
But he was beautiful. He had these huge, like, saucers for eyeballs, like big long lashes like this.
Yeah.
And I'm holding them at arm's length, and I'm like, I'm looking at him, I'm like, I'm so sick from this. But it was cute. I bounced him on my lap, and
sure enough, you got sick?
So sick.
Yeah.
I think it was COVID. It was like a...
Did you lose, like, smell and taste and all that?
Not really.
Yeah, so...
Not really. It was just kind of like your run-of-the-mill sort of flu.
Yeah, yeah.
He talks about COVID for another 2 minutes while the detective continues pretending to be interested in what he has to say.
You know, I masked and I didn't mask and I touched things and I didn't use hand sanitizer every second, and really I just lived my life the way I was living it.
Yeah.
I just tested negative.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure whatever the fuck that thing was in 19 was the thing. The big bad boogie monster.
Yeah, right.
Of the super flu that we had to shut America down for.
Crazy times.
He launches into a brief monologue on the global economic fallout of the pandemic.
But then on the low, like, everybody's like spending their savings, so then but then it jumped back up.
Yeah.
I imagine that's got to be pissing some people off.
Probably.
Cool.
Hey.
Joe?
Are you the guy I'm going to talk to?
Is it Joe or Joseph? Which do you prefer?
Do
Do you have a preference?
whatever's easier for you.
Whatever you prefer. I'm James.
James?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi. This is Seth. How are you?
Dude, that's a bit nice office too.
Okay. Well, I'm Cabby. If it hangs right there, do you want to sit on the...
I don't need it for anything.
All right.
Just so you know.
Yep. I appreciate it.
Take your fingernails out.
It's just, we're just going to shut the door just for privacy purposes. I'm sure you saw there's a few people walking around.
Oh,
The actual reason the door is being shut is because it locks from the outside, a standard safety protocol for high-risk cases in Franklin County.
You need,
The detective appears noticeably uneasy about the pocket knife being left on the table. He'll be visibly on edge during the early stages of this interrogation, yet still perform exceptionally well. And this is perhaps our favorite interrogator so far on this channel, because he is the exact opposite of the person he is sitting across the table from.
do you need anything? I see you got water. Somebody got you some food?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. So like I said, my name is James. This is Seth. We work for the state police. We're detectives. You know, we've been trying to get up to speed on what's going on today, and it's our understanding that you might be able to help us kind of understand a few things.
Mm-hmm.
We are happy to listen. You know, our ultimate goal is to you know, find Emily, and we're hoping that you can help us with that. Before we get going, I just want to be fair to you. Obviously, we're here in a state police barracks, right? And I just said we're the state police. So I just want to make sure that you're aware of the rights that you have. So I'll read these to you. We're here in St. Albans, Vermont. All right. Well, why don't we, I think what would be helpful for me is just have you start from the beginning of what happened, and start from the beginning, and we'll listen. And then, you know, maybe at the end we'll have a few questions, but we'll go from there. Is that fair?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll turn it over to you. So, kind of what happened?
So I came to Vermont. I was living in New Hampshire for like the last 2 months with my wife and her family. And I came to Vermont. We were supposed to have like a weekend away, like vacation, do some camping, like have some fun. And like as soon as I like put the vehicle in park, like my wife went completely berserk, like completely psychotic. And I shot her as a result of that. And now here we are. So.
All right. Can you, where did that happen?
Bolton, Vermont.
Okay. All right. So, I guess my next question is, when did that happen?
He says it happened early on Friday morning at the Bolton Ski Resort, which is 4.5 days prior to this moment. He then makes a passing comment about, quote, cleaning up after the incident.
I don't know. I don't know anything past that.
Okay. Describe what you mean when you say you cleaned up.
There was like blood coming out of her head, so I like put a bag over it to catch the blood, and cleaned up. There was blood on the pillow, so I just bagged everything up.
Okay. Where's Emily?
She's in the bus.
Where in the bus?
In the bathroom.
She's in the bathroom. I haven't been in the bus. So can you describe the bus for me? Like what's the layout? You walk through the doors.
There's a bathroom and a kitchen and a bed.
He draws out a diagram of the inside of the camper van.
Okay. And so after you kind of clean up and you put Emily in the bathroom, what do?
I don't know. The following morning, I had some breakfast with my sister. I had some coffee and some breakfast with her.
Okay. Tell me about that.
I had some coffee and some breakfast with my sister.
In the Airbnb?
The coffee was in the Airbnb, and then we ran down the street for some breakfast.
Okay. Did you talk about what had happened?
No.
No?
No, I was meeting her new boyfriend, so.
Okay. All right. Did they ask about Emily?
Yeah.
What'd they ask?
Just like, what's her deal?
What'd you say?
I was like, yeah, I mean, you know, my role is like her husband, but also I'm just a punching bag, like. And then.
Did they ask where she was when you went out to breakfast?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say?
She's still sleeping.
Okay. Cool. All right.
He rambles through a series of unrelated tangents before getting to the moment when his friend was driving him back to the camper van, and he saw the police officers waiting outside.
And he turned the car around, and I was like, listen, I'm going to jump out of this car, so, like, I can't do this right now. I just need some air. Like, I can't breathe. I'm, like, overheating. Like, so I got out, and that was it. He drove away.
Where'd you sleep last night?
It was dark. I was freezing and shivering.
Okay.
Please.
How we ended up here today.
Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, is that okay? What I'd like to do is really focus in on Friday itself and the incident.
Alright, is that all good? Alright, peace, mate. We'll get it sorted. See you, mate. The hell is this? Get rid of that. Okay. Let's sync all that. And now let's make up some DWGs. Well, let's get back into this.
Kind of go over that with a little bit more detail. Is that fair? So, my understanding from what you told me is that you got into Vermont between 7 and 8 p.m.
The initial release of the interrogation footage cuts out at this moment. What we know is that they decided to take a break, and Joseph went to use the bathroom. The footage resumes 13 minutes later. Joseph's demeanor while outside the interrogation room was reportedly bizarre, which officers later described as a feigned mild panic attack, noting that he appeared to be forcing a state of vulnerability as a way of presenting himself as the victim. You'll see remnants of it as he now interacts with the officer who escorted him to the bathroom.
Need anything else? You good?
Some company?
Yeah, I'll stand right here. Absolutely.
Can you come sit?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I'll sit with you.
What's your name?
I'm Sam.
Sam?
Yeah,
Nice to meet you. I'm Joseph.
nice to meet you.
Are you the individual that sort of comes in during the break
So
and
weird.
sits with Mr. Ferlazzo?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I'll sit with you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Oh, hot. Ah, Sam. How long have you been in Vermont?
I've been in Vermont my whole life.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've been with state police for almost 24 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
What's your favorite part of doing this?
A very interesting detail of this moment is that Sergeant Truex could not once recall being asked such a simple question in his 24 years of service. He hadn't once been to therapy, and remarkably can't remember a single moment where he actually sat down and reflected on such a straightforward concept. So the fact that the moment finally arrives from a psycho murderer playing with his food makes his forthcoming pause of contemplation somewhat absurd, yet absolutely compelling.
Just trying to do the best we can for people's families. Probably.
Yeah, it's super important.
Turkey sandwich?
Yes, sir.
Let me grab you a couple of napkins.
or something? I'll go grab some.
You don't eat carbs, do you? You took all the bread off. I noticed that. Make
Smart
a little,
man.
little lettuce wrap. Do what you gotta do, right?
Well, I mean, if I'm not burning the calories, why would I put them in?
Right.
They ease back into it by asking him non-threatening questions, mainly about his travel patterns in the days following the incident.
Yeah, I think I stopped at that gas station right there and just got right on 89. Yeah.
What was the plan with Emily's body? Like, if the police hadn't shown up last night at the bus, what was your plan?
I didn't really have a plan. I was just gonna, like, take it into the woods and drop it off.
Where?
I don't know. Like I said, I had no plan. I was just gonna take it into the woods and drop it off.
Did you use your phone at all to, like, search anything? Relate, like were you like, what do I do? That kind of thing? Did you do any, like, Google searches or Safari searches about what you should do?
No.
Didn't look up anything?
No.
Okay. Just asking.
Yeah, no,
Trying to make sure.
That's a normal question, right?
Did you use your phone to search anything in this past weekend related to what happened on Friday? No?
No, I didn't have any questions.
Okay.
I didn't, nothing that I was like, ooh, I wonder what the other humans do. Like, I didn't.
When you said earlier that you put the bag over Emily's head, did you just put it over her head or like her whole body in a bag?
Now her body's bagged up.
Her whole body's bagged up? Describe that to me.
So,
Be a second here. I'm gonna just send these drawings. Okay.
I cut her body and put it in multiple bags.
Okay. Tell me about that.
Like,
how did you cut her body?
I used a saw and cut her body into smaller, you know, backed it up and I was gonna take it in the woods.
Okay. Where did you do that?
In the bus.
On the bus? Okay. Where's the saw?
On the bus.
What kind of saw is it? Describe it to me.
Hand saw.
Just a hand saw? Did you carry any out into the woods? Every piece of Emily's body is still in that bus?
Where I made the little circle in that little paper.
Okay. That's important.
Sorry guys, I know this is probably not an awesome way to have your day go.
Well, those are the, those are the details that I was talking about that are important for us to know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, at the end of the day, this investigation is going to take time, and those details will come out, but, you know, I think it's better to hear it from you. So, with that being said, what else haven't we talked about that is important for us to know about what happens to Emily?
That's it, bud. We talked about all of it. Like,
all of it?
I don't know what else to tell you. Like,
okay. So I think we're going to step out for a minute. Do you need more coffee or water or anything?
No, I have both.
You have both? You have to use the bathroom?
No.
Okay. I think those are your chips.
No, you can eat them. I don't eat chips.
Oh, you don't? Oh, hell no.
Starches.
You don't eat any starch?
Does it play games with your stomach, or you just don't eat it?
No, I mean, if I was going to go hiking, maybe, if I needed it, but I'm sitting here, not doing anything. Like,
okay.
Hey, Sam.
When you would leave the room and come back in, did he recall who you were?
Yes. Passing moments like this may seem inconsequential, yet it's the prosecution's way of establishing mental competency, effectively neutralizing any possible argument that he was operating in a diminished or compromised state.
How you doing, Joe? You feeling better?
Not really.
No?
Not really. So past this part, like how much do you know about like the next part?
Like in general, or?
Yeah.
every case is a little bit different. You know, first of all, the other detectives are going to want to make sure that what you're saying is true, and that Emily's on the bus.
You got cigarettes?
I have them right here.
Oh, thanks.
That's first and foremost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to verify some stuff, and then,
Yeah.
you know,
Cigarette time.
yeah.
You want one?
Oh my
That's what I heard.
Jesus.
The conversation was reportedly casual as they went out for a cigarette.
Something else that kind of comes to mind, you know, having this open conversation, I might as well ask, is like,
Ask me anything.
you know, to
Before this investigator went outside with Joseph for a cigarette, he was briefed on some additional details. One of them was that almost 12 years to the date, Joseph's stepmother was stabbed to death in her own home. The case was never solved. They also discovered that in addition to shooting his wife twice, he stabbed her 18 times.
Is this the first time that something like this has happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you would have,
It seems like pretty.
It's awful.
Pretty in depth.
It's fucking awful, dude. Like, I don't know if it was you or if it was Sam, but if you would have talked to me a week ago, it would have been on the top of the list of things that I would never do. But it was such a fucking brutal week. Like nonstop, like morning to night.
Emily was upset because the location he chose for their one-year anniversary was the exact location his ex-girlfriend was staying, and that's what he's currently talking about.
And I don't know what the hell happened. It was just like a complete change.
All right. Well, why don't we go see where they're
Yeah.
and
Let me just put your name in here, okay? So it's Joseph, right?
Yep.
Who's Joe? So this is Amy?
I met him.
We met.
Oh, okay. So Amy's...
What do you need from me?
Amy's gonna take your pictures.
They first take pictures of his face, hands, and clothing.
Okay, so I'm not gonna do swabs of your hands, but, all right, so I have not watched, your interview, but my understanding is that, there was some kind of physical altercation with you and Emily, and that you may have been struck, hit, kicked, something like that.
Right.
Will you consent to me taking photographs of you without clothing on? And if you're not comfortable with it being me, I can have Robbie do it, to see if there's any bruising on you. I mean, we can get, like, I could do chest and maybe legs if do you have underwear on?
What the hell did we just watch?
I mean, we can get, like, I could do chest and maybe legs if do you have underwear on?
This guy is so unbelievably creepy, it's almost unbelievable. Our personal take on what he's doing here must have something to do with Sergeant Nolan's tactical display of approachability during their encounter. Something that Mr. Ferlazzo has catastrophically misread, and maybe feels he can use to his advantage in this situation somehow. Or perhaps just deepen whatever distorted sense of self this is feeding into. Whatever the case, it's just so excruciatingly embarrassing that we almost didn't put it in this video.
If you're willing to let me, as part of the consent, to do photographs of your body as well? Okay.
Not a single bruise or scratch was discovered on his body. Not one. Though he was sure to point out some ever so slightly reddish marks on parts of his skin that he could have got from sleeping out in the woods, or perhaps a moderately hot shower. The moment he was finally informed that he was under arrest and going to jail was regrettably not captured on video. As mentioned before, the initial release of this footage came partially redacted, but you can rest assured that it will all come full circle before this video concludes.
Okay. All right, you're all set. Thank you.
The truth is that before leaving New Hampshire, you stopped at Market Basket.
The Market Basket supermarket was where he went to buy the tools to dispose of Emily's body, a moment beyond what he's now claiming to remember. And you'll notice how incredibly attuned he is to the challenges directed toward this assertion. His claim of having no recollection beyond a certain moment is designed to support the idea that he entered some kind of fugue state brought on by shock, suggesting that in his right mind he would never have dismembered his wife or attempted to bury her in the woods. It's also the explanation he leans on for why he failed to clearly articulate during his interrogation how gravely his life was in danger, the key detail of his self-defense claim.
Right?
I did see that, yes.
That's the truth.
I saw that on the PowerPoint.
And it's the truth.
I don't remember it, but yes.
And you spent $60.43 at Market Basket.
Is that what happened? I don't remember sending the text, but you have it there in front of you, so.
And you said to her, I'll see you in the morning.
All right.
And you said, you still drink coffee?
All right.
So that's your sister?
That was what I said to her? That's you have that?
Would you like to see the text?
I don't remember the text. I don't remember the text exactly, so if you have them, then,
Do you want to see them?
I mean, I don't have to. If you're gonna read them to me, then we can do it this way, or.
So you've testified that Emily was mad when you got to Bolton.
She was angry.
A detail mentioned by several people in the courtroom who knew Ferlazzo personally was that parts of his speech and articulation had noticeably changed during this testimony, especially the word yes. The way you'll hear him say this word isn't how he usually spoke.
So Emily's mad at you. You guys argue, is that correct?
Yes.
And she's rebuffing you.
Yes.
She doesn't want to dance.
No.
She doesn't want the candles on.
Correct.
She just wants to go to bed.
She didn't say anything to me.
She went and laid down in the bed.
Yes.
She's facing outward, scrolling on her phone.
Yes.
You're sitting down on the couch, correct?
When?
When Emily's saying these hurtful things to you. You're sitting on the couch.
No.
You're in the bed.
No.
You're standing in the aisle.
Yeah, I was doing some,
You're yoga dancing.
Yes, that's correct.
You light some candles.
Yes.
And Emily doesn't like the candlelight.
That's correct.
And she tells you to put them out.
That's also correct.
And you don't put them out.
No, I don't.
And she gets up and she grabs one of these candles.
Yes.
These big Yankee candles.
Yes.
Glass.
Yes, ma'am.
Heavy.
Very.
And she starts hitting you in the head with it.
Yes, ma'am.
And in the body.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're able to grab onto her and get the candle away from her.
That's correct.
And that is over. She goes and lays back down.
Yes.
When you came in, she was in the bed.
Yes.
And you are trying to relax,
Yes.
trying to enjoy your vacation,
Yes.
and you make a decision.
What decision?
The decision that you need to stop this.
I was having some drinks and smoking.
You decided, enough is enough. I'm going to put an end to this.
No.
You got up.
During direct examination, he had a 1,000-yard worried stare as if lost in reflection. Here, he almost continuously glares at the prosecutor, perhaps thinking that projecting this abrasive display of confidence will render him more credible. The issue is that during direct, he presented himself as a broken husband who struggled to recall anything closely connected to the incident. Yet now he's steely-eyed and steadfast. You could argue that the change in questioning style caused the shift in his energy, but it's the extent of the shift and the complete disappearance of the emotional fragility he displayed earlier that makes the argument he is being deceptive. And just to be clear, I believe he's being 100% fraudulent in both these instances. His true self is still an enigma that I doubt has appeared once in this video.
You got up from the couch where you were having your drink.
I wasn't on the couch.
You told the police that you got up.
I don't remember talking to the police.
You heard yourself tell the police that you got up.
I saw a video.
And you heard yourself tell the police that you got up.
I saw the video.
And you got your Glock.
Are we talking about the video?
And when you realized that you had just shot your wife, you didn't call 911.
No.
You didn't go and get your sister.
No.
You told the police that you put her wallet in a bag.
I don't remember talking to the police.
I understand that, Mr. Ferlazzo, but you've listened to the video and you've heard your words. So you told the police that you put her wallet in a bag, correct?
I did see the video.
And you heard you utter the words, I put her.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
You heard yourself
the
say
video
those
from
things.
on the video?
Yes.
I saw the video, yeah.
And you heard yourself say, I put her wallet in a bag.
Yes, I did.
You're able to give her that tattoo and successfully give her that tattoo.
Still,
Still.
no memory.
Mr. Ferlazzo, that is your contact information, right?
What do we got here?
You did remember what day of the week it was when you were meeting with James and Seth.
From the video?
This is my favorite moment of cross-examination. He's about to make eye contact with the prosecutor, and something about how she responds, and perhaps how she looks at him, will shake his feigned exterior just that little bit.
From reality.
We are talking about the video, right?
We're talking about reality.
Okay.
So, Mr. Ferlazzo, we can agree that you lie.
Yes, I have lied to people.
You're lying today.
About?
Everything.
I'm sitting here giving you my recall of what I have to work with.
No questions.
So as you heard earlier, multiple segments of Joseph's interrogation were redacted before the footage made its way onto social media. Yet the prosecution made certain the jury viewed it in its entirety. What you're about to watch is, in our opinion, the result of a potent mix of sleep deprivation, mental exhaustion, and an extraordinary lack of situational awareness, very likely enhanced by the calibrated framing that occurred during the opening sequence of his apprehension. He had spent the entire night freezing in the woods, likely terrified and in a state of panic, after coming down off a 3-day bender of drugs and alcohol. Then, while at his most depleted, he was met by a figure of authority who offered him warmth and understanding, followed by another reassuring encounter where the rapport seemed effortless and disarming. The focus of the moment was subtly shifted away from the horror of what he had done, onto his own inflated sense of worth and self-pity, followed by a continuous process of positive affirmations and ego reinforcement, all of which forged the environment and the oncoming result that occurred in the 3 previously redacted segments of footage you are about to watch.
How does that turn into, I heard you say that you shot her, so explain how that incident continued.
I don't know. Something inside me said enough is enough.
Okay. Can you describe Emily when you shot her? Like, what was she doing?
She had stopped fighting, and she had gone and laid down, and I went and jumped on top of her. And I shot her in the head.
Okay. How many times?
2.
If you could talk to Emily's parents, is there anything that you would say?
I mean, clearly I would apologize for being such a shit. But
What about Emily?
Huh?
What about Emily? What would you say to Emily?
You don't fucking treat people like this. I can tell you that I wish it didn't happen. I wish I could turn back time. I wish that I was just, I don't know. I don't know if you've ever just like wanted to be a dick, but I mean, I don't do it that well, like, so
Yeah.
I'm usually just like, okay, like, he'll talk about it, fix it, you know, whatever, but
So you felt she was being kind of like a dick just to be a dick?
yeah,
Alright.
you know, like, I don't think that, you know what I mean, like, I suppose it would be like, if I told you guys and you're just both like looking at me, you know, but I'm sure you're thinking like, wow, this dude, what the fuck? You know, like, what pushes a man to do such a thing? Like, I would never do that. And believe me, if you would have asked me last week, I would have said the same thing. Like,
I don't think I've ever been in your shoes, though.
Had Joseph Ferlazzo been met with immediate confrontation and transparency, none of this would have plausibly occurred. His demeanor and method of response from cross-examination is likely what you would have seen throughout this interrogation. Yet due to the powers permitted under U.S. protocol, he was guided to a place where he could no longer walk back from. Now, before moving on to the final part of this video, we need to explore the nuance of this particular element, and why that nuance matters. As many of you will know, the permitted use of deception in American policing is extremely controversial, as it's been known to put innocent people into prison through false confessions. Many of these cases have gone viral over the years, with perhaps the most recent involving Thomas Perez Jr.
Well, this video is incredibly disturbing to watch. The man being interrogated is Thomas Perez Jr. He reported his father missing. Fontana police accused Thomas of killing his dad.
It was August of 2018. Fontana police were convinced Perez's father had been murdered. They thought Perez appeared suspicious.
It's really concerning to me that he hasn't been back yet.
They asked Perez to come to the station, and that's where they turned a missing person case into a 17-hour interrogation.
You murdered your dad.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
Daddy's dead because of you.
We just told you we found your dead dad, and you don't give a.
They even brought in Perez's best friend to try and get a confession.
Dude, they got you a murder, Dad. They got you a murder. Impossible.
When that didn't work, detectives brought in Perez's dog.
You killed him, and he's dead. And your dog is sitting here looking at you, knowing that you killed your dad. Did you stab him?
I didn't think that I did.
But if you did, where would you have stabbed him?
Might have been the belly.
They learned that Tom's father was alive and well and was at LAX airport ready to take a flight to go visit his sister.
Steering filed a civil rights lawsuit in federal court against the city of Fontana, and the suit was settled for nearly $900,000.
Now, while both of these cases fall under the umbrella category of deception, you may have noticed they were starkly different in nature. One consisted of the futility technique and maximization. The inevitability of outcome was imposed to such an extent that it caused the subject to have an emotional crisis, while the other consisted of rapport development and minimization. There was no applied pressure nor manufactured sense of urgency, and the subject was given the space to construct his own perception of the situation, then full flexibility in how he chose to respond. respond. One worked through fear and coercion, the other through guile and manipulation. But more importantly, one can cause considerable harm to the innocent, while the other presents a far lower risk of doing so. And as you've seen throughout this video, it can be somewhat effective when used correctly. But anyway, here's the remaining segment of Ferlazzo's redacted footage, right about the time where he realizes he just told on himself.
Knowing full well exactly where she is and what he has done to her, he texts her phone one last time. You're an asshole. I don't deserve this shit. Ms. Adams told you in the state's opening statement that this case and this crime is about ego. Mr. Ferlazzo's ego, and Mr. Ferlazzo's nearly 42-year-old ego being unable to accept his 22-year-old wife disrespecting him. An ego so inflated that after killing her, taking her life because he didn't like the things she was saying to him, because she didn't want to be with him anymore, he calls her an asshole. He tells her that he doesn't deserve this. The state submits that it is Emily, and only Emily, that did not deserve this.
How do you find Mr. Ferlazzo on the count of first-degree murder, guilty or not guilty? Ms. Jantz, would you like us to poll?
I would.
And Mr. Zago, is that your verdict?
His reaction wasn't recorded as his term was read out, but Joseph Ferlazzo was sentenced to 45 years to life in prison, a punishment many have argued was unexpectedly lenient. He was subsequently investigated for the cold case murder of his stepmother. No charges have since been filed, and the case remains open to this day.
Yeah.
celebrating the chickens finally paid some rent. 1 egg. Don't worry, we won't spend it all at once. But now begins phase 2 of the scheme. We now have to train the workforce. Because if an egg is laid on the ground, it's considered dirty, and then its value decreases. What we want is for them to drop the kitties off in the indoor pool, not the outdoor one. So then we can just wind them in, they're nice and clean. See how this one is beautiful, unfucking damaged, whereas this one's got a little bit of shit on it. This one's only been laid recently, but if it was there for a while and the chickens have walked over it and stood on it, they get covered in shit. Shit, there's fucking, check that out. There's like 4 or 5 eggs down there. I have spent the better half of last week picking up squatting chickens and putting them in my van. It's not as weird as it sounds, I swear. Because that is what we're trying to avoid. But before we go forward, we have to go back to the start of this week. The $16,000 egg! We got an egg! We got an egg! We got an egg!
Montara's place.
Just gotta move these ewes. There. Oh, someone's moving a header. Should we be heading? I know Liam and Dad are going to be trying the barley tomorrow, but I didn't think anyone's gonna be properly heading today. Anyway, as I was saying, we're just gonna move these ewes to the paddock behind us because they've been in here for a week, so now they're going to the next paddock. They were sitting there for a fucking week or, a couple days, then move to the next one. Job done. Now I suppose we better help go crutch. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Rooster on them. Not when they're laying an egg, but when they do this, what that tells me is they are maturing sexually, which means they will start laying eggs soon. Chooks doing this tells me, oh, I want to lay an egg soon. So then I put them in the box so they learn this is where I lay, rather than a random fucking spot on the ground or in the grates. They seem to, the problem is the gates are shut, so I can't put them in the box. I found 2 eggs that have been laid just on the mesh today, which is really lovely of them. We had a total of, I think, 5 eggs today. 1 was smashed because they laid it on the fucking grate. Is there any on the conveyor belt? Not a single chicken. Actually, shit. I think there is a... Woo. Fuck, just gotta be excited. I think I actually might see an egg on that didn't roll in. Not in there. Not in there. Oh, look at that! 2 laid in the right spot. Oh my god. Could you imagine them actually laying where they're supposed to? They don't like, hello, taxi. Texas? You don't need to squat for the dog. Oh, for fuck's sake. Come, not in front of me, please. Ooh. That's 6, 7, 8. That's 8 eggs today. Ooh. There's another one there. There's a few eggs. Hang on, let me collect them and we'll be back. This is the first day my 500 chickens has laid more eggs than my 7. How exciting. Woo! So that's what, 9 for the day? Ladies, now they're only like $1,000 eggs. This lady has just paid some rent. Look at that egg. Good work. Has anyone fucking laid on the grate under the fucking van again? Doesn't look like it. Laid on the grate. Please, that's not the fucking box, ladies. How many times do we have to put you in the box? You can do better than this. Before I go in, I'll just check around the feeders as they lay
funny.
here as well. Oh, check that out! Look, there's 3 fucking chickens laid in the right spot. Could you imagine? That's so exciting. One just laid right there as I was fucking standing here. Come on, dude. Literally as I was standing here. Fresh out of the chook's butt. This little lady's actually put herself... Oh, there's 2. They've put themselves in there. Thanks for watching. Like or slide.
I'm glad we were able to make it work. I knew we had to reschedule, but you know, what caught my saw you popped up on my Instagram feed, and you were talking about, I believe you were talking about spies in Silicon Valley. And so that caught my attention because I've been interviewing a lot of tech giants from Silicon Valley, startups and very established. And, you know, I have breakfast or lunch or dinner a lot of times with the guests off camera. And a handful of these guys were talking about Russian and Chinese,
Ukrainian
honeypots, spies that are going in there. And, you know, they meet these tech guys that there's probably a handful of them that have never been with a woman, and then a beautiful woman comes, and then there goes all the secrets back to Russia, China, Ukraine, wherever.
Belarus
right?
also has a strong secret intelligence.
I figured, and so you know, and so we would have these conversations, and I was a GRS contractor for the Central Intelligence Agency, and through a lot of my deployments, one thing that I noticed is I didn't see any Russian ones, but I saw a lot of Chinese brothels that were being set up all over Iraq, all over Afghanistan, all over the Middle East, pretty much anywhere that Americans are working outside of the U.S. and probably, well, actually, definitely inside the U.S. They have brothels where they're trying to lure in State Department, intelligence professionals, anybody that they can, you know, kind of get their hands on. So it was an interesting dialogue every single time. And then, and I wasn't surprised, but I was like, oh shit, like you guys are very aware of this kind of stuff. And then about a month later you popped up and I was like, we have to do this. So thank you.
Thank you
for
so
coming.
much. No, I really appreciate it. You know, I appreciate it so much for being inviting to your interview, because usually press, when I give interview or something, usually press, they either exaggerate everything, either they write more, and they call me like these crazy names, like, you know, the sex spy reveals the confession, or like the sex spy manipulator tells the whole truth and all this. So I understand they need to sell it, but I mainly gave an interview about how to prevent manipulation, especially for those men who work in tech companies who are super busy. They don't have time to go and socialize, you know, and meet women, who are devoted to their work, and hence when they meet someone online, like virtually, sometimes because of their kindness or maybe because they're naive, sort of, they don't even think that behind this account may be a fake account of a professional, mature, male, intelligent officer who pretends to be this cute, nice, young female, you know, girl wearing like bikinis or whatever on the beach, and love bombing his account through these social platforms like LinkedIn and, you know, could be Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And this poor man, because they don't have female attention during the day, they buy it. And because they go into this relationship, they've been manipulated. And it's really sad because, you know, when I gave an interview, I was actually in New York Times Post, I was actually giving some techniques how to prevent manipulation, how to see through this manipulation, and how to understand what are the red flags, not just for men, but for women too. There's so many online scammers, right? And we know so many who actually, you know, love bombing you in order to get some money out of you and like hack your accounts or like bank accounts or whatever. So, the Times article went out like 22nd October, and in the Times magazine, it said that according to the Commission of the Theft of the American Intellectual Property, the theft on the trade secrets cost over $600 billion to American taxpayers annually. Over $600 billion. Yes, so you can go and yes, it's in the article, and it's the whole investigation. Actually, there is an expert, James Malvinon, if I'm, you know, pronounce it correctly. He is actually for 30 years investigating espionage in corporations, such as like, you know, corporations in Silicon Valley. And that's exactly what he says, that he even, I mean, he looks like about like 60 years old guy. He said, like, I've been targeted and I've been contacted by so many Chinese beautiful, pretty accounts in LinkedIn, where I understand probably they are spies or like fake accounts. You see? So that's what's going on. And that's why we would like to bring awareness, me in particular, to this man, to be very careful when they have these messages online from these pretty beautiful young girls. Why would they find you? How would they find you? Why would you think that they want to kind of like date you and whatever, just because you're cute? I mean, like, think about like, where do you work? What kind of
Let's be honest, a lot of them aren't cute. So, you know, but so we'll get to all that. I think that's very important. But, you know, I just thought I thought the interview would be fascinating, and it's going to be even more fascinating than I thought, because, you know, originally when I just saw the clip, you know, and so I was like, we have to get her. And then going through the outline and you know, as the team's been talking to you about the outline, I mean, so you were basically trafficked, and this is a lot different than what I was thinking. So it sounds like you were trying to take down.
Hello, darling.
Traffickers. Am I correct?
Yes.
need to finish this up, and then God help Noelle out. I might do a CG run. It's a little reward for this morning's stint. Just let me get these views right first. Get this one here. Okay. You guys can get started on. Yeah? Okay, I can have a look, yeah. I believe you've already been added to the project on ACC. Getting close to a level here, actually, accidentally. Maybe I'll start on Rune for next week. After this, we have 2 more small tendencies to do it. Let's get over for a CG. Such an annoying one. Alright, give me some fish. Okay, so. Yo, fishies. Oh, we're wrong. Whinging. That should be enough. Yeah. Oh, that was close. Oh. Nice. Let's go, dude. Where if I get it here? Alright. Let me call it there.